Okay, so I'm not gonna lie here, these types of videos I definitely get really nervous sharing with you guys. I'm sharing my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on fashion items that I don't think that look great or that look kind of cheap. Nowadays, a lot of people are recommending and sharing things and telling people to buy certain things that personally I just don't think look that great, and honestly I feel like just a waste of money. I mean, just gonna be real here. You know, everybody has a different style and different preferences, so this is definitely just one person's opinion, but I do think these videos are really fun. And today I'm sharing 10 things that I would avoid buying. A lot of these things I like to share alternatives on options that look kind of similar but are done in a better way. So the first one is about minimal bags. So I've done a video where I shared inexpensive bags that look very high-end and expensive, and I specifically was looking for bags that are under $100, so just a more reasonable price point. And when I'm browsing through bags under that price point, I come across a lot of bags that may look minimal and kind of high-end, but they actually look really cheap if you pay attention to the little details. So one of them is if they have a really odd name on it. So I came across this one here. It's a random one I found on Amazon. I mean, it has a good structure and design to it, very clean, simple, but the name on the hardware, I think it says Chinlo. I'm assuming that's just the brand name. I mean, clearly it's on the bag. I just think that looks cheap. I just have to point that out. Sometimes they can look good even if it's an inexpensive brand. Like for example, I have these bags by Charles and Keith, and you know, it's not a very popular name. It does have a better logo, a better font, and a lot of the purses the logo is in the back, not right in the front where you see it. So that's just a quick example of just how I try to avoid bags, the odd name on it. Then the next thing I notice that looks really cheap in handbags is the hardware. So if it looks really yellow, really gold, and just fake, I would avoid bags like this because it looks cheap. Also, it might be the lighting, it could be the lighting, I'll give it that, you know, in the picture, but that's just one thing to pay attention to when you're looking for bags for less. This next one, I don't necessarily think it looks cheap, I just think it looks defective. It's the crisscross denim jeans, where on the waistline the button kind of crosses over and it's really close to the belt loop where it gives that V waistline. Personally, I don't think it looks cheap, I just think it looks defective and I don't like it. I just don't think there's anything wrong with just going with classic denim jeans route. There's so many different denim jean styles and colors that you can play around with that I don't think it's necessary purchasing jeans with that crisscross band. Next up is printed cardigans. So I definitely like printed pattern tops, but when it comes to cardigans, I kind of think they look a little cheap. And I'm talking about specifically prints like a buffalo print. I also see color block styles. Those are also really popular, especially on Amazon, like the buffalo, the color block styles. Those are just sold everywhere on Amazon. You can get them in like a bajillion colors too. Instead of these prints, what I would opt for if you want like a printed cardigan is going for a crop style, which I think is really flattering cut, stops right around your waistline, and maybe going for like a striped version. I've shared that before, because if you go for a cardigan maybe with a crew neckline and it has button detailing, you can wear it closed or you can wear it open and layer a tank underneath it. Cropped, I think, makes it look a little bit more up to date too versus like a really long version. If I'm going for a really long cardigan, I personally go for just a solid color, black, beige, brown. Okay, so I would like to apologize for this next one. I shared this a couple years ago and I just think it looks cheap. I even hesitated on purchasing it because I'm like, am I sure if should I get this? I got it in and I was like, oh, this is so comfy and cozy, I'll still share it. I got rid of it and I'm really sad about it. So popcorn cardigans, I see these on Amazon all the time, and I bought one color and it is super soft, super cozy, just really comfortable, but it looks cheap. The popcorn look, it just reminds me of popcorn ceiling. Okay, the sixth thing that I personally think, maybe it doesn't necessarily look cheap, but I don't see it looking very like stylish or high-end. It's the Birkenstock clogs. I see everybody wearing it, at least content creators. I don't think I've ever seen anybody wear it out and about. To me, they look like slippers. In Russian, we call that tapochki. They look like tapochki to me, which I'm sure they're pretty comfortable. And I also see them styled in outfits like this on Pinterest, where girls are wearing very chic, like clothing pieces, very stylish jeans and tops and blouses and outerwear. And then they pop these on and I feel like it just looks so much better if they maybe put on a loafer or like a pump. Even a sneaker, like a classic white sneaker, I think would look better. These just look like, again, tapochki to me. And not even that, they are so expensive. Actually, I forgot how much they are. Let's actually pull that up here. Okay, $158. Okay, so next up is distressed shackets. So I actually really love shackets because they look like a jacket and a shirt put together. The shacket, I don't know, I love it. I know it's definitely more of like a trendy thing. Probably some people love it, some people hate it. I am on the love it side. I just don't like the ones that look like this where they're distressed, they're frayed at the bottom. But then again, I was putting this together, I'm like, but I've purchased distressed jeans before, but then I won't purchase distressed shackets. I mean, the irony in that. Anyways, I'm just calling myself out here. Next one is lace tops. Okay, so I want to share good and bad examples. Here's bad examples that I think look really cheap. So first ones, this one here with the teal and then the sleeves and then the neckline. The neckline is fine, but the sleeves, it just looks like really cheap lace to me. And not only that, the colors are different. So you have teal and black, and I mean, I'm not a fan of color block, but then especially when you put that with lace, I just don't think that looks great. I really think if you're gonna do lace, you want to make sure it's all the same color, the lace and then the other fabric of the shirt. Same goes for this one. So this lace is a lot bigger, thicker, more bold. It's the whole top, which I personally think is too much. What I think looks better instead is lace that's done like this. I think it looks so beautiful when it's in cami materials. You're pairing the lace with maybe like a satin or silk material, not so much cotton. But if it's paired with silk, now it can kind of look like pajamas, I can say that, but you know, if you style it with like a pair of denim jeans and some pumps, I think it will look so stylish. Okay, this next one, I actually had a really hard time finding good examples, and maybe it's because it's out of season right now. As what I mean by it's not summertime anymore, but it's lace up tops. So tops that have laces on the chest, especially if it has excess laces that are just hanging down, and especially when they have those caps at the tip, literally looks like shoelaces on a shirt. What I think looks better instead, I came across this one from Revolve. It has, now I know this top isn't for everybody, but it has the laces in the back, and even though it has the strings hanging down, it doesn't have those little caps at the end, and then you make a cute little bow, and it's done in the back, and then the front of the top is just solid. I think that looks really sexy, really fun and feminine, flirty. If this is your style, I think this way that the laces are done is so much better. Last and final one, since we're in the fall season, I wanted to end with this one, but it's specifically boots. I would avoid boots with buckles that look like this, where it has too many buckles to it, and especially when the boots are scrunched like this. It just doesn't look sleek or polished. It's very scrunchy, and I don't like that. And especially pair it with the buckles, it's so busy. It looks so busy. Now, I came across this boot with a buckle, which I actually love this because the boot is really sleek, really polished, and then you have one buckle going around the ankle, and it's larger, and it's just done so well. It's structured, it's polished, the buckle looks very sleek and simple, and the boot itself, it's not scrunched, very sleek and simple, has a heel, has a point. I'm truly considering purchasing. Like, I am so tempted. I actually really like this. So that is it for this video, and just in time I finished my coffee. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you still love me at the end of this video. Again, I'm just sharing one person, my thoughts and opinions on all of these things. All the items that I did really like that I shared, I will link it down below in case you guys were interested in them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!